Hello and welcome back one and all. So I am here today to talk to you about the new class, well we're doing a review on it, which is the Lord of Order class. So this was a video I promised to do once I returned, so here we are. Now the class it's not too bad. At the minute you can only get it for 2,000 adventure coins or in the, the collection chest. But next week you will be able to farm for it. So let's get on with the enhancements. So I use luck for this. That's what I think is probably best and it is recommended to use it. So go for luck. You'll see why when we get into this. So we'll start off with farming. This class is definitely not a farming class. I'm not going to talk too much about it really, other than what you can see on screen as to why it's totally useless for it really. It does of course help people you're farming with, but other than that it won't do too much. I am going to talk about all of the class abilities towards the end of the video because I don't really want to do it in the middle of one of these sections, so do bear with me for that. So soloing, it's not actually too bad, believe it or not. I managed to solo this chicken guy. High hitting bosses, it hasn't really got a very big chance at all. It sort of averages about 800 on your attack, but your crits do go sort of 2,000 to 3,000, but your heal's not too bad. So your heal will keep you alive, so as long as, like I said, it doesn't hit like 500, 600 every time, you will be able to defeat the vast majority of bosses in the game. So let's move on to PvP. Shout out to Cecil Gale here for giving me a really big helping hand in making this part of the video. So PvP, again, this class is really not ideal for it and it's not meant for it, so that's why it doesn't really succeed. Shadow Scythe General absolutely destroyed this class, as would Void High Lord, and pretty much anything that is meant for, well, soloing or PvP really. But, it does hold its own for a little bit, in the sense that I don't really die, but that's mainly because Size decides not to attack me, so that was nice of him. But let's move on to Chaos Slayer Berserker. So against that, as long as your opponent doesn't have an amulet, you're going to win. So good news. It will defeat some stuff. It will probably defeat, sort of your Hobo High Lord, for example, or your no classes. I know that is a no class, but still same thing. But here's a sort of better comparison. As you can see, in all seriousness, the class does do alright in PvP, but it will not last a very long time and it will start running out of mana. So that will cause you some slight issues. As none of the abilities are really put to attack, it won't really help. But support, this class is all about support. So if you're a support player, then well, this is the class for you. It is time to talk about abilities. So your second attack, well we'll call it the second attack because the next one on from your auto attack, it increases strength, intellect, endurance, dexterity, wisdom and luck by 20%, so that's really good for your team. Your next ability is a team heal. It also increases damage and reduces incoming damage by 30%. Your fourth ability is an increase of haste by 30%. It increases your crit chance by 40%, and that is up to 6 friendly players. And your final ability is all about your enemy attacks. It basically makes you invincible for 4 seconds. By that I mean it actually applies a heal and you take no damage. However, you can only do that once every 25 seconds. You can use the ability more though, because it does actually decrease enemy damage by 8% and it stacks up to 5. Basically it applies an effect that stops you getting that heal buff. So once the 25 seconds are over, you can apply it again. So that's absolutely fine. So this class is not worth buying for 2,000 adventure coins, but definitely will be worth farming next week unless it's ridiculously hard. But I can't see it being like that. So guys, let me know what you think of the class down below. Remember, it is all about support. So if you do get it, just expect not to be winning too many PvP fights or anything else that is really too strenuous. But I do actually quite like the class. I do rate it, and it is up there with Stone Crusher. I don't think it's as good, and I probably never will think it's as good, but I may be a bit biased, so that probably will lead me on to another video. But we'll see how that one goes. So thank you all very much for watching. Don't forget to give the video a like and of course subscribe, and I will see you all again incredibly soon.